Huddle up. Small circle, just who's joining us. Just come in. And you can speak or you don't have to. I mean, so it's just positive affirmations. We want to pour into each other's life. I mean, we don't see each other a lot, so it's an opportunity to pour in each other's life, words of encouragement. Just look at this and pick one.
Okay.
Now, one of my favorite, yeah, thank you, please join us. Pick one. So my favorite is change starts with a whisper. Sometimes we get so discouraged and we think it's not working, but, you know, just like my kids are, I'm like, they ain't listening. But I found out they were listening. That change was happening. I was impatient. I just had to wait and see it. Both of them, they graduated from high school, they graduated from college. Daughter has a master's degree. I mean, like, so they really listen. My son's a minister. Oh, really? So they really did listen, but sometimes you don't see it.
Yeah.
So that change starts with a whisper. So pick one of those and you will share one that just speaks to your spirit. And
my voice matters.
That's powerful. But he's been in a voice, you know what? I thought about my whole life, like, me and Bruce was so much closer than I realized, right? Starting with the 8th grade, he's that voice saying, huddle up. And I don't know if you're watching closely, you'll see how he kind of move that shoulder. So when them shoulder pads, it just is more like, you see, Bruce, he got that little twitch in his shoulder. He still got it, right? He still got it.
Okay, let's go one step farther. We were in math class with Mr. Payton. John and I, best friends, we got in a fight.
Oh! It wasn't a real fight, but it was a play fight.
What Mr. Payton thought it was, he paddled us for no reason.
For no reason. For no reason.
There was no reason.
For no reason.
It just became, he became Judge Jeff Payton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Health-wise, he's struggling.
Jeff Payton, Judge Jeff Payton.
So.
And you had him for math class?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had him for algebra, too.
We're in math class. Yeah. But, okay, going back to Bruce, like, I'm like, and I'll start, you know how you start reminiscing, and I'm looking like, okay, there's Bruce, and there's me, and there's Bruce, and there's me. And we was like, man, I don't know why we ain't just stay in touch like we did. And then we start reconnecting through football and following each other. And now we got Facebook. So we've been connected all these years. Mm-hmm. And we encourage each other on Facebook. So, yeah, that's a powerful message right here. Next.
Okay. I'm drawn to number 20. It's my birth date, for one. So the number 20 looks good to me. And it says,
say your name to everybody just so that's one thing I wanted to do. Say your name to everybody.
Say my name?
Trouble.
Okay.
Trouble.
I have been renamed Trouble, a.k.a. Cynthia Miller, a.k.a. Cindy Newbold. Okay.
Thank you, Cindy.
Trouble. Okay. Number 20 reads, I can do anything I put my mind to.
Woo!
Okay? And this speaks to me because I cannot remember a time in my life going back to 3 years old that if I put my mind to whatever it was, it was happening. I could manifest it.
Yes.
From the time I was 3 when I had no power. As a child, no power. But then as I became an adult, still using that same principle, it's like amazing how my life is just turned into what I imagine it to be.
Yeah, I work with kids, and when I have kids introduce themselves, they have to say their name, and I can do anything I put my mind to. And you know what everybody else says because they use, and they say, yes, you can do it, you can change the world, just you. I got 3rd graders that they all just get hyped up when they hear that. That's powerful.
Yeah.
I'm Pam Lawless. I still teach at senior high. I'm still getting through. And I picked number 31. I can make a difference. And it's because sometimes in the classroom you think, have I done anything? Have I gotten through?
Yes.
And even kids I've kicked out every day for a year. Years after they graduated, they see me in the Kroger parking lot and they go, Ms. Lawless. And I go, yeah? And they go, and whether they've even been in prison and they're tattooed and they're all built up, they tell me their story and they're happy to see me. A kid I kicked out every single day gave me a big hug, and other ones have come and said, I know what you were trying to do and I see what you did for us. And you, even if you don't see it in the moment,
That's it.
you've still made a difference.
Change starts with a whisper. Powerful. Powerful.
Real talk right there.
Andy Montgomery. I picked number 67. I am an original. It's like when you grow up, you always want to be somebody, you know, a fireman, a policeman, or whatever, you know, athlete. And, you know, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You have aspirations. But, you know, then you got to think about, who am I, you know? who am I to others and who to myself? You know, you want to be true to yourself, but you're still discovering who you are. And it's like, okay, you work your way through it. You look into yourself and you say, well, I am the best me that can be. And you just do the best you can, being a good person, a good brother, a good son, whoever. You know, you just do the best you can of who you are, and stay true to yourself as much as you can. You know,
That's powerful, man.
That's what I got.
And I get to keep those words. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's powerful.
I'm gonna go. These are all great. I love number 27. I am proud of myself.
Yes.
I've come a long way. Went through divorce. Just didn't think that I could, take care of myself by
Yes.
myself.
Yes.
So I'm getting emotional.
Please do. You have permission. Please do.
It's working out, and I'm very happy about that.
And we're here to encourage you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for
I don't
sharing.
understand why we're getting older and she's not.
Yeah, I know, right? You don't look the same.
She dyes her hair dark.
It's the same.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Romaniel Brunson. Everybody know me as Ro.
You got
Ro.
and Roro.
Yes.
You got that right.
I chose number 8. It says my challenges help me grow.
I like it.
And one thing I always would tell young people in my church when I was teaching VBS and everything, I said, you don't know how to lead people or teach people how to do things unless you've been through some things.
Yes.
And you have to be challenged sometimes in order to go through some things. If you've experienced things yourself, then it's easier to give people advice on how to handle those situations when they go through them. And I've had a lot of challenges. Matter of fact, even on my job, I had a lot of challenges. I was hired into General Motors off the street into skilled trades, and a lot of the people that I worked with had a lot of experience in computers, programmable controllers, and I had just the book knowledge. So I had to get that hands-on, so it was always a challenge. And by me being a minority in that field, I was always questioned about if I was able to do the job.
Yes.
But after a while, I proved to all my supervisors that, hey, that guy's pretty sharp. That they really didn't know my determination. There you go.
Yes.
And I had a lot of determination. And when I was challenged on something, you couldn't tell me I wasn't going to get it done. So when I was challenged, that just made me get stronger and made me grow more. After a while, there was a situation where they would only bring you in on certain weekends, but you had to be, in line with seniority. So one weekend I had to go in. There was these die makers that needed to do some adjustments on a tool, on a part, but they needed somebody to start the line up. Of course, they didn't schedule nobody in off that line, but the foreman come to me, he said, oh, Ro, you know anything about that line? I said, sure. See, because I always made it a point to learn every line in my department. So I went down there and fired that line up, ran that metal through for those guys, and they were done. See, because on the weekends, and this happened to be a Sunday, they were paying us over $60 an hour. And for those guys to come in, they thought they were just going to sit because they didn't have nobody to, here it is. Go fire that line up. And so they were ready to run production come Monday on that line. But I thought that as a challenge. And like I say, my challenges help me grow.
Yeah, man, I feel so connected to you watching you grow up, man, and just thank you for sharing that for me. That's powerful. Thank you so much.
How do I follow that?
Start with your name. Start with your name.
I'm Kevin Ish, and I'm 17. It's okay not to know everything,
Yes,
and
yes.
the life experiences you have and the things you go through, you think you can't make it or go through it, but you find yourself strong enough to do it.
Yes.
I went through, several divorces, 3 divorces.
Wow.
And the last one was 27 years, and it fizzled out. And I was able to maintain and keep the household going and everything, but then my youngest son decided that he didn't want anything to do with me anymore. So I got his, 3 grandchildren with his family, and I haven't seen him for a couple of years. But I know what I've been doing for my brother, who's struggling with his wife with problems with diabetes and that. She's in a memorial home, and I've been there for him. So I know that I'm a capable person.
Yes. It was good to be able to share it.
But and you don't have to know everything. I'm over there helping her get off the floor. And
Yes.
he didn't have the strength to do it. He's 80, she's 65. He's going downhill quite a bit. And when going through this, I'm thinking I'm doing all this for them, and I'm not patting myself on the back, but I'm thinking it makes me realize that my children are not being what they should be, because they're not around. I tell them about what's going on, and they just turn their back and say, they don't ask how he's doing, how's my uncle doing, or anything. But you don't have to know everything to be there for somebody.
Yeah.
Just be there.
Be there.
There you go.
I could tell a story on that myself. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Ted Williams, Arlington, Virginia. I was going to use one that would tell a story about Bruce, but at his expense.
Please tell it. Please tell it. Please tell it.
I'm a little more serious about it here. No, mine is, let's see if I can find it here. Oh, number 85, I'm prepared to succeed. Well, what is a 68-year-old person preparing for, and what is success if you haven't done it already? Well, in my mind, it's really just continuing to be ready for other opportunities.
Yes.
And continue to learn. And so, in some of this activity of just keeping an open mind and continuing to learn new things, such as starting my consulting business and learning the business side of it, as well as the work that I was actually doing. That comes through preparation. You just keep learning, because you don't know where the opportunity is going to come from.
Yes.
And the thing is, if it doesn't pan out economically, it doesn't matter. I mean, it keeps me young just keeping working, and so it keeps me sharp. So that's really what the preparation to me is everything, because you don't know where it's going to lead.
What's up, Theo?
I just picked up this quote that it says that, I can say preparation is the mother of success.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm Michael Millay. I picked 31. I can make a difference as well.
Yes,
I've been a
can.
psychiatric nurse for almost 30 years. I worked at Mansfield Correctional for 25. Now I'm at Richland. I'm just with the inmates every day.
Inmates?
I think I'd like to say I've made a difference a little bit in some. And
I could use some help myself.
Continue to do that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Picked 84 as well. I'm working on myself because I think it's something we always have to do.
Absolutely. Every day.
I'm number 14.
Say your name first.
Doris Millay.
Hello, Dolores.
Number 14, I have people who love and respect me. I went through breast cancer 2 years ago. I have a wonderful family, wonderful husband. I can't tell you how wonderful they are. And Kevin, don't worry. Somebody will be there for you. I promise. I promise. They were there for me when I most needed it. So somebody will be there for you. I promise. So, and that's I want to be there. I was there for my mom, and I want to be there for anybody that needs me. So right now, animals need me, so we've been fostering animals. So that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah. So in this moment, we got a chance to encourage each other.
Yeah.
I want to thank Bruce for that huddle. I've been thinking about it, hoping that this would be a success. But guess what? The people that poured, I get to hear those. I get to hear that. Anybody want to get my email address? I'll send you a link. You can be able to check it out.
Can I tell you my Bruce story?
Oh, man. The highlight. The highlight.
Number 22. I can do better next time. In football practice at Mansfield, we used to conclude each practice with doing the tour. In the tour, you had to pick up a tire and hold it over your head, run around the football field and around the stadium and back into the practice area.
Yes, sir.
And
Amen.
I did that every day, and I always picked the lightest tire I could find. And sometimes I got stuck with the heaviest. But I was always running ahead of the pack until I got on the other side of Arlen Field, And there comes Bruce. Bruce passes me every day. Every day it happened, no fail. Didn't matter what the practice was. But to me, that is, I can do better next time. I'll be ready to beat you on a tour next time.
I got 2 tires in there.
Oh, no.
What are you grabbing there? Don't let him off the hook there, buddy. Well, you know, the thing that gets me is that John and I, we played football. Sports is what brought us together. And then when we got paddled together by Peyton, it didn't separate. It brought us closer together. And, you know, it's just
experience.
the little things like that. And you're the man.
That's it, buddy. Okay, thank you. Thank you all very much.
Good job, John.
Okay.
But you got to follow his link. It's